Colonel Lair, you said that General Vang Pao was the one that you issue all the SGU budget throughout Laos,
Right.
and he controlled all of the SGU budget.
We never
During
paid
that time.
anybody except
Okay.
through him.
Okay. So that's
It's all the way
confirmed.
through Laos, from north to south.
Oh, no, that was just for his military region.
May I make a statement here?
Come on.
Well, I don't know
Em
exactly.
thấy
Yeah,
tù,
right.
em áo thua, em áo one.
Let me make a central statement. I think you have identified one of the most important principles in this bill, and I have talked through Vang to General Vang Pao about this. That when we're talking about this bill of recognizing and providing support to minimal VA benefits, one of the most important aspects of this is what you have focused on here, and that is that the fighters in the Vietnam War who should be recognized and provided VA benefits are only those who were under the direction of and paid for by the United States government. In other words, when Congressman Costa's bill was reviewed by the VA's direction was we don't want to just support the SGU because there were others, and they didn't know. They just said Asian allies. It had to include all Asian allies, and and so therefore what it did is it made a flawed bill when it was rewritten to do that, because our Asian allies included the South Vietnamese, the Koreans, the Cambodian, etc. Now, we also had non-Asian allies, such as the Australians and the New Zealanders. They're not even included in this bill. So there's a flaw right there. It also, if that bill were to pass as it is, it would set an unbearable precedence in that would mean we would be obligated in future wars, such as in Iraq and Afghanistan. We had 40 allies in Iraq, and we're certainly not going to provide VA benefits for them. So what we need to do is restrict just what you're saying, restrict the bill to include those allies that were under the direct supervision or pay operational instructions from the United States. And that would be the SGU. We had the Khmer allies, some Cambodian allies, and by the way, when Vietnam started to invade Cambodia, the Khmer allies went into exile into Vietnam. So those allies should be included, because we were paying them through the CIA, as Bill was doing with General Vang Pao. And then we had the Montagnard and some of those smaller tribes.
Yes.
And so that's what it ought to be restricted to, and you have hit right on the point of who those VA benefits should cover. That's where we're going with this. That's the central question.
General, just to reiterate what you talked about, the current legislation as proposed by COSTA is not a separate legislation. It's an additive to the current Filipino bill.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not a legislation at all. So that is not even a consideration that we should pursue now. I mean, as far as the SGUs are concerned, I mean, we still honor what is being proposed, and we would like to see it pass, or that President Obama would sign that. But we'd like to also submit our own legislation, and that is the second part of this. This is specific meeting today, and the second part we're going to be talking to you to identify those congressional support, so we could, pursue this additional legislation to be very specific on what the Asian ally are. We're not going to talk about the overall Asian ally, because, like you said, we're going to set this great precedent to, going to be overloading, the congressional, the U.S. budget, and we're not going to do that, and that's not feasible. So
are we pursuing a specific bill now?
Yes.
For the SGU?
Yes.
Yes. As we have General and Colonel Lair here, and Bill Dazzle want to make the CD to present to the Congress, and I look at the script, and the script is not the way General and Colonel Lair used to work. So I freeze that CD for a moment, and then I want General Pao and Lair come here and talk, and then we will use their conversation here, and we will use the document to reproduce the CD that we can present to the Congress, and we would like to request a special legislative piece for the SGU for themselves, not involved with others.
Okay. I think a diplomatic way, this is just a side comment, a diplomatic way to word that is to also recognize the other allies and praise them for their assistance in that war for democracy and freedom, and yet concentrate, like the Filipino World War II allies, on the SGU.
Yes. General, this question for you. Many times you talk about American come to Laos. It's different from American come to South Vietnam or Cambodia. Can you tell us that? ก็เคยหาตัวเป็นมาก็หาแต่อเมริกาตัวของเราเต้นมาเจอหรือตัวเนี้ยอาเต้เนี่ยคำเหม็นตัวเราเต้นมาอย่าตัวก่อนเราว่าเขาหรือป้าละแต่สิตัวเนี้ยลักอาเต้เนี่ยคำเหม็นมาอย่านี่ลักอาเต้ที่คำเหม็นถอดแล้วตัวป้าละเอาเป้ลีนะมาอย่าตัวของเรามาก่อนเป้ป้าละมันจะใจถอ
แต่สิเลยมั่วสิตัวเอาหกบล้อมันเลยสิมั่วสิตัวที่เต็มบล้อเนาะอย่าการเมืองนัทรูรอจ้างแต่สัญญาจนแล้วพอนมาอเมริกาถ้าชิมว่าสิสั่งอาฟองโต้ที่เก็บรอแต่สิตัวทอกับปีมุ่งเนาะเทียมรอพุทธละตัวนะเชอเลยจีโหลุที่เก็บรอโอ้หรือตัวเรานั่นนะเก็บเป๊ะเราโหลืมมาตัวยาละกาเต้ตัวขมิ้น
Colonel Belair, General Pao stated that American presence in Laos is different from presence in South Vietnam and Cambodia.
Yeah.
Because Laos was neutral country which no foreign troops should be sent there to fight. And American go there, and the Hmong and the minority, the Laotian, who work under his leadership, and the SGU fought on American behalf. They were recruited and fought on Americans' behalf, instead of American going there and fight by themselves. Is that you understand?
You know, President Eisenhower, the high President Kennedy, Tony Yota, you know, Blom and Chuck Jay hang, either Blom more can one, you know. My name, Muchida, my Ulicha near Tow Blom, either Yala, potato, key, a pan, or take your tom. My Blom, a Chuck Jay hang, do your trot of them now. You hide the President Kennedy, God, more got out, how holy, you know, the blah, Papa, my Peterly, you what out your trot on.